wanted to get this YouTube page back up. Oh man, oh, this has been a very interesting year. A lot of things have happened. A lot of things happened. But I wanted to get it back up because right now a lot of things, you know, stop me from being able to do it, and I really wasn't in a good place to do it anyway, but I'm in a better place now, so I'm going to do it. Thankfully, I'm a lot calmer and more relaxed, and I know with my health that I can't do a lot of videos, and I thought about that. Then I know other YouTubers who don't do a lot of videos and they do fine. And I know once I get started that I will be able to do more, but you gotta, sometimes you gotta start slow and then work your way up, whatever. I don't. But I wanted to make this video and let you know that I'm getting it back up, and I'm going to, I want to try to definitely talk about my life and my health and everything and what's been going on, and but also do a review of something. If I can, I might do a review of American Horror Story, because I love that. And one thing I never understood is that as soon as I turn on my webcam and I start to record a video, for some reason it's like my nerves start to act up, and I'm not me completely. At least I don't sound like me. I'll put it that way. I'm me, but I don't sound like me. And I'm, with my health, and really don't want to say this, but I've been able to separate myself from my health, because I don't recommend anybody try to do that. It's like not a good thing. But it's almost like sometimes as soon as I hit the bed, that's when all my thoughts start coming at me, and it's like, this is not, normally it can take up to an hour to get to sleep, and if I take, depending on what sleeping pills work, I could take a little bit longer, or it can, I'll go to sleep and then I'll wake up a few hours and then it's like, I can't. I'm normally a night person anyway, so, but this past year, 3 years ago I had a breakdown because my health, before, I've been chronically ill for around the past 20 years, and my hormones are really bad. I'm diagnosed hypothyroid, but I have hyper symptoms as well. So, but I also have PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that causes your ovaries to get little cysts in them. So it's almost like, you ever seen those balls that have the little strings out? It kind of looks like that, or the balls that have the little itty bitty balls inside, so it messes with my hormones, and you know, it's sad people don't really understand it, you know. They think, I mean, I don't, my family does, and I will get to that because I don't want to hold anything back, and I don't want, you know, I want to be honest with people, and hopefully by telling my story that you guys can, you know that you're not alone, and together we can do something about it. But they think the thyroid is not really, you know, nothing too serious, but the symptoms I've had going through all of them, the trauma, I mean, I'm a strong person. It's like when I'm here, because since I can't really work, I have to live with my family. Well, they're not really supportive, so around my family I'm one way. When I'm away from them, it's completely different. It's like, yay! Oh my goodness, I'm me. When I'm here, I'm like, damn it, fuck. If I didn't have my sense of humor, I'd be dead long time ago. But you know, the symptoms I've had sleep paralysis to where it's horrible. You know, I have moments to where it's like feel like I have all the energy in the world, and I can do anything, and they're like, yay, you know. And then I try to get up and do something, like, nope, can't do it. Damn. Like, fuck, I was feeling great, and then I tried to do it, and like, oh, it's horrible. But my dad was chronically ill for a long time. He had diabetes, and he had two middle hips. He had one put in that was put in fine, the second one was not. So it would always pop out. So paramedics would always come and take him to the hospital to pop it back in. So after a while, instead of because he had a list, like a long list of pills he took, so just wrote it down on a piece of paper. Paramedics come, here you go, here's a list. That's like my health symptoms of what I've had over the years. So it's like, you know, I'll get to that on here about all the crazy symptoms I've had, and you know, and it's not, being here, it's not exactly easy to get the right help, and you know, even getting on meds, you know, going through, it's like, okay, so this doesn't work, let's try this. This doesn't work, let's try this. This doesn't work, let's try this. I'm stable, and that's good, but being stable isn't what we need. We need to be perfect. We need to be feeling, you know, but being stable isn't, that's only in the middle. I don't need to be in the middle. Yeah. Been in the middle too long. I hate that. I hate being stuck in the middle. I'm the baby too, so I mean, wouldn't I not be in the middle? Anyway, so so before, when I was trying to do this, trying to sort through what to do, I got a little in over my head. Well, you know, I couldn't do it, but, I want to be able to do this now and start to have an outlet and start to get a community of people together that have my interest and relate with my story and can offer help, and then me offer them help, and you know, people get to know me and I get to know them, and we don't, you know, we can hopefully not have to go through all the stuff that we have to go through every day. You know, because of my breakdown, you know, before that I would have really bad brain fog and my symptoms then. Thankfully now I don't have a lot of the symptoms, really, and that's a good thing, but you know, because of where I'm at, and I'm not a person that believes that, you know, it's always a person's fault when something bad happens to them. I believe circumstances happen that are beyond our control, and if we're always blamed for that, I think people get into that mentality. They start to believe that because everybody else says it. You know, it's like a rumor. One person says it, another person says it, another person says it, another person says it. It grows and grows and grows and grows and becomes, you know, stories change, you know, it evolves and everything. So what was I saying? You know, I don't believe that it's always a person's fault, and because I've always looked at the right avenues for help, I always seem to be screwed over, and I try to, I guess after a while, and it always seems like every time I seem to accept, well, anyway, when I started trying to lose weight, that's when my health acted up, and then I was part of a cult, and I left them, and then my health started to act up again. My dad passed away, and my health started to act up. You know, that's a few years after I left the cult. My dad passed away, and then that's when my health started to act up again, and he was the one person who wouldn't have let me go through all this, so, yeah. But, I'm not the type of person that if you tell me something that I want to think you're crazy or whatever. I don't like being that way, and I don't like to, you know, sometimes some people, you know, it's not the fault of the person, but the people that put that person in that place, and that's something, you know, I know it's not my fault that all this happened to me, and I mean, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, if I can, you know, I mean, it's always funny when people say it's all in your head, and it's like, man, if it was that easy, but it's not. And, I'm hoping that you guys will stick around and be able to get to know me, and I get to know you, and like I said, being uncomfortable from the camera, I don't really think that's a problem. I think it's getting used to it. And again, nerves. I mean, with being able to separate myself from my health, you know, I've done that with my thoughts too, to where, but again, please don't do that. It's, you know, because of my health, because of what my hormones do. Trust me, if I would have listened to all the thoughts in my head, I'd be dead a long time ago. I'm not going to do that. So, I want to be able to do this and have an outlet to express myself and, like I said, create a community of people and have fun. So, I really wanted to get this out. So I'm Mickey, and what have you think funny to end off on? But I want to get a green screen. You ever wonder why they only use green screens? Because you can use a blue screen too. You can't. You know, I like a blue screen. I think it's mean to only use a green screen because, well, you can use blue too. Or Bluetooth. You know, that's one thing I haven't seen. I haven't seen people walking around with Bluetooth. You know, you can have Bluetooth on your phone, your computer. I have a Panasonic Toughbook CF19. It's really, really cool. It has Wi-Fi. That's mobile Wi-Fi. I haven't been able to get a plan for it, but it's a really neat, and you can like have it in the heat and the cold and throw it on the ground, step on it, take a hammer to it, and it's going to be fun. It's really, really cool. It's something that kind of fits my personality more than I used to have a Dell, and I love Dells, but to me, with computers, I think a laptop needs to have more than like around 100 megabytes, at least 500 megabytes, and I think a PC, or you know, you can call it that desktop or computer, needs to be at least have at least 1 gigabyte. But I had around 100 megabytes on it, and it didn't really work good. But I had a Bluetooth. Yeah. So anyway, that's my funny thought. I love you guys, and like I said, hope you stick around, and if you need to, I have Velcro to help you, and it's really tough Velcro. So hopefully, you know, if you need help, then I could, you know, I could use that. I could you can stick there. You can stick with me. Stick. And it's not like just normal Velcro. You're gonna have to fight to kind of, you know, yank it. Yeah. Anyways.